What's up, world, and welcome to our show, Cuzzo Convo. We're your hosts, Renaissance Ronnie
and Mo Lovely. We're here to have an open dialogue about all things Black reality TV, highlighting positivity and giving out real life accountability checks.
So grab your seat and whatever you need, because we're about to dig in.
Yes, so welcome back to another episode of Cuzzo Convo. Y'all won't even believe what just happened. We were recording, not taping, Lord.
We weren't recording.
We weren't recording.
We're just having a nice conversation.
So we're going to run this back. So episode 4.
Yes.
All
Kiki,
right.
do you love me?
Kiki, do you love me? So let's jump right on in. So I would say a positive that I saw during the show was, I love that Stormy took an initiative to sit down and talk with Tiffany.
Right.
I think that as women, when it comes to sometimes having a first encounter with somebody, can not be the best introduction. And so I think that she saying, let's just go out, let's sit down, let's talk through this. I think that she, that just shows the maturity on her end, and I think that is a positive that Stormy did do that. Even though there was some funny moments within that whole really sit down. Yes.
So they have Mel in common.
Yes.
So I think Stormy thought about it and said, I'm friends with Mel, and so is Tiffany. Let me get to know Tiffany a little better instead of just judging her off of maybe what other people may have told Stormy, or just maybe Stormy watching the show in the past.
Correct. Yeah. And it's so funny because I definitely how they were looping that scene. Now we don't know because again, editing is a beautiful thing.
Right.
But so we don't really know if Tiffany was really talking that long. Right. They might have just looped it, but that was really hilarious. And then when she was like, "Oh, I had tapped out after
a couple
about
sentences."
I just was like, oh God. I said, Lord. And she was just like, and Tiffany was surprised. But the thing, this is what I would say, is that I really think that Tiffany, because Stormy opened up that door, I think, and because I don't really believe that she's close with anybody like that, because if you actually think about it, that Mel and Tiffany are friends, Mel did really say that, I have not experienced when Tiffany and Destiny were going through their thing last season. She said, I have never experienced Tiffany in that way. Tiffany and I have done business together, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't really think that the friendship probably has left business.
Right. And
it might be the same thing with Stormy. I mean, Stormy's relationship with Mel might be also business. So to what you're saying, being that they're in Huntsville, Alabama, which is a very small.
Yeah, and it's like, I think they're kind of like pulling the successful people. And so it's like, okay, who are other successful couples that we know in Huntsville?
Yeah.
We may not necessarily be friends with them, but let's pull them into the circle, and then.
Right.
So it seemed that way with Tiffany and Lewis. It kind of seemed that way actually too with Destiny and LeBaric when they first came, because when they would go like on their cabin trips or whatever, I've never seen like Destiny. It would always be is his name Cedric?
Yes,
and his wife.
Cedric and his wife.
And you would think that they would add them to the show because they are already their friends, but I just think they were trying to. I mean, the goal of the show is to show successful Black couples.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I will say that I also enjoyed Stormy's transparency. Talking about her pregnancy, or just even her journey before pregnancy, and then her going through pregnancy, and then Tiffany saying, she said you want to. She said she enjoyed being pregnant, and then Stormy said, not I. She's like, I don't want to. She's like, I won't do it ever again. And then Tiffany was like, oh really? You know why? And then
Tiffany saying that. About her and Lewis trying to have a baby now?
Yeah, she did. She did say that. She was like, I'm actually thinking.
I didn't realize they were so young.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because the math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing, and the only way that the math might math is this way. So she revealed that she's 34,
Right.
but the last episode when she was talking to her hubs, she revealed that they went to school together, like college.
Her and Lewis?
No,
Or her and Marceau?
Marceau is 42. So y'all can let us know in the comments. The only
She
way
said,
that
I know Marceau from Monaco. What is this? So that's college? I thought she said something like Monaco. Or
I
something.
thought that was she said they went to school together. She was like,
okay.
we went to school together. We went to whatever together. Maybe, I don't know. I thought that she was saying
We're
school.
run that episode back and listen to.
Yeah,
exactly.
I thought she was saying school. So if I'm wrong, but I thought she was saying that we were in school together.
Either way, I just don't get 34.
Yeah, I definitely would not. I thought that, because remember I think our first episode, we was like, well, aren't they all like in their 40s? I think the only one
male,
would be male, but yeah.
Probably Stormy now.
Yeah.
Stormy's probably in her Well, Tisha is in her 30s.
Oh, she is? I thought she was already 40. I thought she had turned 40.
Did she?
Look. Well, listen.
Either way, I'm sitting there as a 37-year-old woman going on 38. I'm like, oh, she's 34?
Yeah, I would have never. I would have never got that.
I wonder how Lewis is. He?
I think that he's definitely older. There's no way that Lewis is 34. I think that he has to be. I think that he's like probably mid 40s.
So did she have children really young?
Yeah, she did. Yes. Because that's the other thing that I'm thinking about, and kind of even going into Tiffany revealing her story about her ex-husband.
Right. I mean, it's very sad that he passed away, but the story itself is just like Tiffany. What? She was like, she said. I mean, it was like she was saying how much he loved her.
Yeah,
he was her soulmate. She knew how. She never felt loved until she was with him, and
right.
he really was there for her. But then she's like, but she had to go because it was like he just worked all the time and didn't make enough money.
Yeah, and
I just felt really sad about that.
Yeah, and I think that the tears from Tiffany is really coming from guilt. I think that there's I don't necessarily think that it's like, oh, if he was still here, I would choose him again. I really think that it's like, dang, I feel kind of guilty that I'm admitting to this, and again, appreciate your transparency, girl, because there are multiple people that are like that. There are people that I know that have gotten remarried and they would consider that it's a level up. But let's have a real conversation. The thing I think is, wrong about that is that when you're with a spouse and even looking at Lewis, right? Mm-hmm. Anything can happen to him at any point in time. And when you are looking at the external of, hey, I want more success.
Right.
But
why couldn't she be successful as an individual and then her husband in turn,
Right. I mean, absolutely. Right. And would I probably women maybe not think that this is their responsibility. Or like get your husband a mentor and be like, listen, like I want more, and I enjoy us. I think that we are meant to be together, but my desire to have more. But then you have to what was the more?
Right.
Because my thing is I just want to know, Tiffany, like what is the more that you received from Lewis? Again, was it financial security? And if it was financial security, was that financial security then turned over to you and Lewis helped you with your business because you are a businesswoman now? Right. So was it that? My thing is that, but there's grants out there. There's multiple ways to be successful. I mean, you have single moms who are very, very successful.
Right. She didn't need her husband to be successful first for her to be successful.
Right. So yeah. So like you said, the story is not adding up, and she just gave us some fluff, or she just was transparent and saying I wanted more, but he I don't know, maybe he lacked initiative, maybe he wasn't motivated, and he just is like, I'm content with this. And again, some people are not which is where I feel like it's our responsibility as both women and men to, before you get into, again, a relationship, but even while you're in a relationship, you don't have to marry somebody.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're marrying this person, you're saying, hey, beyond just the for better or worse, you are agreeing to anything can happen at any moment. So therefore, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly, in between, success, oh shoot, we lost it. I mean, because my thing is, I would love to know, with as far as Lewis being a gym owner, I would love to know how did he do during COVID, and like, did you guys experience that any money loss, and is that why you're now on the show? I'm just saying.
Especially with you getting fired from the Chamber of Commerce
allegedly, but
in the midst of COVID and maybe the gym not being open, you got fired from the Chamber of Commerce. Like,
I'm just saying, yeah, the math, a lot of things are a little bit twisted, and so again, either she's being transparent and telling us the truth, or she's just completely.
I think she's trying, but I don't know. Sometimes people who have had like a rough upbringing, they tend to, like, I don't know, they kind of tell
stories,
attention-seeking stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that that's what she did, but it's just, some of it is just kind of not making sense, starting with her being 34, and then maybe she is. 34.
Maybe she is. Maybe she just wears like old lady makeup or something.
Better. She looks better to me this season.
Okay.
You don't like it? I like the toned down, less of that curly. I like the darker hair and the straight hair on her for whatever reason.
I guess, I don't know. I don't really.
She's wearing darker makeup, I think, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't like
it. I mean, I'm not. Do you, girl? I don't know. I don't think I'm paying attention to Tiffany that much for me to be like, I like or whatever. She looks a little exhausted to me.
Oh.
She does. She just looks like she's a little exhausted until she comes into the confession. When they're doing whatever is when we see her, kind of a little bit lively.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I feel like there's a big disconnect. And that disconnect could be that she really doesn't want to be the butt of online harassment, being in the blogs, whatever it is. She doesn't want to. So I think that she's just kind of like, all right, I'm just going to be here and I'm going to just shoot this scene. And like I said, she took advantage of Stormy, honey, because she was telling her whole life story.
I mean, I hope we get to follow her path and find her dad. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of, she does not have a lot of answers. I think, does she want answers? Absolutely. But talking about that as well, that can also be why Tiffany's saying, hey, I want more. Because once a child experiences rejection, abandonment, a lot of times,
much money.
Yes, and especially when you're in the foster care system.
Yeah.
When you're in that foster care system, there's a very small percentage of people who really do care about the children and are there to really support them. Many of them are paychecks, and so you don't get to see what they're earning a lot of the times, being back into, being put back into the children. So my thing is like bare minimum so that they don't get caught in abusing them and all like that. But still, many of them do. You'll say, oh, I was in the foster care system. I was abused, physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually, all those sorts of things. And so I think that with Tiffany, that she could have it could have been like, this was my soulmate, this is who I was with, and I loved him and I felt unconditional love. But at the same time, that unconditional love to me wasn't more than when I wanted something. My husband was a frugal individual, and he was saying, yeah, this is not something that we need. This is not something. And maybe she was just being told no, and then in a foster, and she brings that back to memory of being in the foster care system and saying, well, if you telling me no, or we can't afford this, it's just like I'm being best, so I got to get out.
So I wonder, does she go to therapy. Maybe she needs to explore that.
Oh
more.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they all need therapy, but she definitely could use some. That would be great to see, and how much she reveals for sure. Absolutely.
So a positive for me was Kimmy and Tisha's conversation. Mm-hmm. Just Kimmy, reflecting back on the reunion and the comment about, I guess Carlos asked Kimmy, mm-hmm. would Tisha be her friend if they were not related? Mm-hmm. And Kimmy replied no. So for Kimmy to explain that more to Tisha. And just say, it's basically the back and forth with me. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't do that with my friends. So it's either me and my friends are not having back and forth, or if that starts to happen with a friend, then I just cut you off. So mm-hmm. So her explaining to Tisha what she meant, and Tisha understanding, and them expressing their love, their sisterly love for each other, that was a positive for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which led them into the conversation about Kiki being invited to
the pajama party, Mel's pajama party,
and the topic of discussion being Tisha mm-hmm. at the party. And Kimmy just advising her, maybe you should have a conversation with Kiki and see, like, what's up, because y'all are related,
right? Yeah. That's just on code. That's sister code. Somebody is talking about, you, and even if you're not in the best of places, it's just like, hey, and I was even having this discussion with my husband, and we were talking, and he was saying, I think that Kimmy was also just saving herself so that when it came to reunion time, she wasn't going to be like, oh, you knew that that happened and you didn't choose it, and then it'd be this whole thing. So she's like, you know what, I'm going to come forward and I'm just going to say, hey, I was there. Yeah. This is what occurred. You probably want to talk to these individuals separately and say what's up or what's going on, especially your cousin. So, but yeah. So, I mean, she did what she was supposed to do.
Right. And so then Tisha had an opportunity to confront Kiki about what the issue was. Now, what do you think Kiki's secret is?
I don't either. I was thinking something like maybe being abused.
You think that?
Or something. I don't know. For
some reason, I think that...
Or she a stripper
I think that Kiki has like a criminal past or something. Like maybe... Because the way Tisha kept saying, I felt like... Because she had... I think what Tisha was saying is that she had invited Tisha... I mean, Tisha invited Kiki to Mel and Martell's at that time's house.
Right.
And she felt like, as their friend... Before Kiki got there, she should let them know what was going on with Kiki. So it made me think like she had some type of criminal past. Like maybe she did some type of fraud, or she was stealing or something like that. And it's like, okay, before I have this lady in your house, I just want you to know what she's being accused of. And because maybe she felt like if it came out later, they'd be like, so you invited this lady who be stealing people credit cards in my house,
Right.
I mean, I can't even say allegedly. It's just something I made up in my mind.
Right.
But that's an
interesting take. I don't know. I was just I don't know. I was just like, she was really like distraught about it. Like Kiki was like, no, you told my business.
Right. But then at the same time, the person you said she told your business to, now she's your friend.
But then it goes back to, I'm assuming that if Kiki had been invited to Mel and Martell's home, then maybe then Mel and Kiki have been kikiing, and it's just been, like we just haven't seen it, and then it's just like, oh well, you know what? Because my thing again, it's just strange that she just is at the pajama party. And
I think that's how Tisha was at with it. Like, you don't think that's strange? You don't think that's weird that she just. Now all of a sudden y'all are so buddy,
right?
And I think Tisha's argument was that was 4 years ago, and I thought we got past that. Like, I apologize to you.
So I'll say this. So I'll say this. Tisha kept saying this is
a lie.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm sorry.
I understood what she was saying though, but go ahead.
Oh, because for me, Tisha in front of Kiki kept saying, "I told you that was a lie. I already told you that wasn't true. I already told," and I was like, and then in the confession, she said, "Oh, well, me and Kiki had the discussion, and I apologize." So something's not lining up. So either the editing, there was something that was added on too, and they kept cutting and we didn't hear what that was, and then Tisha kept saying, no, but that was a lie. I told you the truth and we just never heard that. Or Tisha just was lying again, which Tisha, we've caught Tisha lying.
Right.
We have. So my thing is that, okay, what's I don't even know the truth at this point. As far as, let's say if this was my cousin and my cousin did have a past and Martell and Mel said, hey, invite Kiki, we want her to come over, personally, I just would have been, I probably would not, if I knew the risk of, because she has a criminal past, for me, I just would have said, okay, cool. Thank you for extending the invite, and I just would have not invited her, because it isn't Mel and Martell's business. I'm sorry, like I don't agree. If I'm your cousin and you running yes, those are your friends, but that's none of their business. If I do have a criminal past, so I just felt like, if that was really truly the case, then she should have just kept it at like whatever. I don't know why I thought abuse, because I didn't know if they were like, she was just saying like, hey, she's going through a lot, her, whatever. And so, right. And so just letting y'all know that when she comes, please refrain from talking. So that's the only reason why I thought possibly like an abuse thing. And she's like, and then they came and, Mel, she probably be like, so Kiki, and then, how are you doing since after and then she be looking at Tisha like, why you tell her?
Let me tell you what I got out of it. Okay, first with the whole Tisha going back and forth between I apologize and I didn't say that. To me, I felt like what Tisha was saying was she apologized for discussing Kiki with Mel, or basically telling Kiki's business. But what she was saying that's not true about was it felt like that Mel told Kiki that they were laughing, that Marceau and Tisha were laughing about Kiki's situation, and she basically was saying that's not true. We weren't laughing. Like I did tell them about your situation, but we weren't laughing and making light and joking about your situation. That's a lie. And did it ever occur to you that Mel could be lying about that part? That's what I felt Tisha was trying to say.
And my thing is, I don't even believe that, because we know how Marceau likes to be funny with Tisha, with Miss Wanda. So do I think
Kimmy saying she's a side chick? He does, right. And Kimmy Hayes does not like okay, that's enough. The joke is not funny,
right? So do I think that there was a big possibility? No, I'm 99.9% sure that there was a joke and they were laughing. I don't feel like.
I just had never seen Tisha like that. Like, she was so worked up. Yeah. I've never seen her get angry. I don't even know if I've ever seen Tisha like really curse like that.
Yeah, no.
So that's what made me think, like, really, Kiki? I think it was the fact that she felt like Mel may have threw a little bit of icing on there. That was number one. And number two, it was like, Kiki, this is old. Like, are you bringing this back up for camera time, or like, what is this about? Is this really your excuse for hanging out with Mel? And even when she went outside and was talking to Kimmy on the phone, she was shaking. So I was like, oh, she's really upset.
She said, here she go now.
She said, now who you talking to me? Who you talking about me
now? Yes. I was like, I bust out cracking up. I said, oh, Lord.
Kiki had a nice confessional look.
She looked different. She looked like she lost either some weight or she got some
probably
because she actually, like, when I look at her from the confession to she looks inflamed. No. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying she looks like I don't know if she maybe had an allergic reaction.
Like Trick Daddy?
Well, he has lupus. Maybe she does have lupus.
He looks sometimes he looks inflamed.
Yeah, right. Which that is an inflammatory disease. So maybe she does have lupus, and then maybe by the time they came to the confessional, she wasn't having an episode. Yeah. So that's might be so. Kiki, forgive.
We don't know though. Kiki.
We don't know.
Just saying you look nice in your confession.
Yes, and if you do have lupus, then girl, hit me up. I can help you get some herbs.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, yes.
Slide in the comments if you want some herbs from Mo Lovely. So yeah, that happened. And then we had Lewis finally came by, so him and Marcel, and I didn't even realize that Maurice would be invited, but Maurice have their sit down to discuss I guess where Martel says that Marcel was bullying Lewis. And did you get to see the whole fire thing that I was talking about? I was like, it looks like fire is coming out of his shirt. But I'm glad Maurice was there.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I'm not even sure they would have been able to resolve anything.
Yeah. He definitely kept him accountable and was like, listen, he said, you have yet to apologize. And he's, what am I apologizing for? I was like, oh, God.
He said the money has changed, Marcel.
Yeah, that was so interesting because did you realize that 2 times people have said something about Marcel? So Maurice said when he was a kid, he was a very nice, he was a kind-hearted kid. He said, and then the money changed him. And then somebody else made a comment and was like,
the money changed him? Was it Tiffany?
Well, yeah, it was then the whole Tiffany thing being like, well, when we were in school together. She said that he wasn't, she was like, that's not, I didn't experience. So this is a character.
It seemed like Marcel may have said it too before.
Yeah, maybe.
In one of their arguments.
But so this just might be, he's just enjoying this character that he's created. And now it's just like, nobody can tell me nothing. Like, I didn't made it.
I'd like to meet like their parents, like Marcel and Maurice's
mom,
and maybe more of their family. I thought their brother was gonna be
on the show. Micah and his wife.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna see more of them.
Yeah, I just think that some people are just like, nah, I'm not about everything that y'all been going through. I'm good, and they just like, I'm not going on. So I thank you, Maurice, for always being the person that says hello. We need it. He's like, you just not into the apologies. You won't apologize to me. You ain't apologize to this man. And I will say, and I hope that Lewis works on this. Lewis seems to talk really big, whether it's in confession or all. He's just like, because And my thing is,
even when he's talking to Tiffany about them, he acts like he about to bulk up on them.
Yes,
and that's what one of the issues was. Because remember, like Kimmy and them was like, what?
Yeah,
I mean, when we were face to face at the reunion, they were like, when we were face to face, it was like
all
everything's
good.
all good.
We're drinking,
and
having
then
shots,
we watched the show,
and I think that he really needs to work on that. It's just like you can be upset about whatever, but like don't come and start saying that you about to do something like you about it about this life because I'm about it about this life, and now
I was like, so do you think it'll get physical? It's like, why does she go there? But probably because she knows her husband be talking major trash, right? And then.
But what was something else that was interesting that he said, Lewis said, but I know you, Marcel. And he was like, no, you don't. And he was like, I don't. And I was just like, this is weird. So he was like, he said, no, just because we run in the same distance.
I think it's a years thing versus an actual friends thing. It's like, there's people who we've known for years, like, from school or whatever,
right? Whether
it's junior high school, right, to high school, that we know them, but we can't necessarily say it's like, but you don't really know me, like, you don't.
Yeah, it was either that or I just thought that Marcel was kicking in character and just like and just being like, no, I'm not going to give you this because I'm going to tell you that, because we still have yet, even though Tiffany has admitted that she knows and knows him beyond the show. He's yet to say, "Oh, I know Tiffany."
True.
So
and for Tisha to keep wanting to get to know Tiffany more, and it's like, is this all of a sudden now that we're filming a show, you want to get to know me more? But I've been around for years,
right? Yeah.
So maybe that's what it's like.
Because, like I said, Huntsville ain't that big, so everybody know everybody.
Yeah.
Especially if you're successful, I believe. So yeah, but yeah.
So what else happened? I mean, Martell met with his manager,
Yes.
Monica.
Yeah. And that was, I think that was a good sit down. And it's funny because what he said he wanted to invite Marceau and Maurice, and she was like, well, hold on now.
Okay, she kind of contradicted herself because she, on one hand, she was like, what y'all doing on social media, we don't want to invite that type of energy into your business. But then at the same time, she was like, so are linebackers allowed? And I was like, okay, now, Melanika. Now you're making a joke about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kimmy didn't find that funny.
Right. Definitely.
So, but it was good to see him. First of all, okay, Martell, like, stop it with the sad. You were so sad about the kids not making it. And Melanie chose to not bring the kids. And all right, we got it. Like, from the end of that episode of him sadly picking up their names out of the chair to this episode where he's, with his sad face, we get it. You want us to look at Melanie and be like, why Melanie do that to him? But we're not like that. You're not getting that out of us. So stop it. But I'm happy to see that you're doing other things. You got your cookbook coming.
Oh yes,
which I've never known him to be. Why vegetarian? Like what?
I don't know.
Every time I see him on Instagram, he's cooking on the grill. And he's cooking meats. So like, why? Now you're trying to teach me? Okay, let me stop. He's got a cookbook coming out, and I think that's good. I think
yes, and Melnika was right about taking him off the cover with his
naked back.
Yes, I was like, even though I don't really like the other one, I don't really think that. I think they could
look very generic.
Yeah, I think that they could have used.
Like
the thing is the thing is that they could he could have been on there, but I'm just thinking from a manager point of view, I'm wondering if she said let's take you off for a couple reasons. One being that you don't have the most positive as far as let at the end of the day, if somebody was to see like, oh, you have this cookbook, then it's like, okay, Martell, I don't necessarily know who this is, but it's what I want, so I'm going to purchase
I want to learn how to eat clean or whatever.
Right. So but yeah,
so I saw his picture and they're like, is this that cheating man from
exactly
Love and Marriage Huntsville? I don't want that.
Yeah.
Don't he be cooking on the grill all the time? Meats.
Yeah, so that's probably one of her reasons for saying let's just take you off of that,
right?
But yeah, so I'm glad that he's trying his hand. Seems like in everything and anything that he can, to get that get his babies fed.
Well, it looks like on the next episode he's gonna reach back out to Marceau to get back in the real estate business.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Tisha didn't look too happy about that.
No, not at all. Poor Jalen. This is just sad, but poor little Jalen. They working that man. That's what Howard General.
Jalen, where's your suit?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm about to go home, and then in 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll come back. Well, I was like, wow.
Jalen, you gotta bring your suit to the bar.
Yeah.
What is it? Black?
Yeah.
Black Cigar Lounge or whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta bring your suit with you when you come out in the morning, so that way you won't have to be running back home. But I guess he probably wanted to shower and stuff for the night. Is he the only person like?
Yeah, I don't know, cause I didn't like how they did him with that whole situation either. Where last season when he had that sit down and he was like, I've asked for you guys as assistant. You said you were bringing somebody in, you never did. You know what I'm saying? So. Good for you for holding accountability, Jalen.
Right.
Now I don't know if it's changed, but but yeah. But I'm glad that he's stuck with it and that he's obviously growing, and hopefully this will allow him to propel into whatever he wants to do or desires to do in his future. So, but yeah, so
I mean, all in all, the episode was That's a good one.
It was pretty good.
That's interesting.
I'm really excited about. I think out of all of this, I'm the most excited about Stormy. Like I just like Stormy.
I do
too. Like, and I just hope that she just stays on the right path, because it can start to get real crazy and tricky on, you become the favorite, which I think like the same thing with Mel, right? Like I think that everybody was just like,
it's just but
I'm
not feeling Mel.
It's a lot going on, and it's like I still got love for you, Mel. I'm rooting for you, but we gotta do some.
My
we gotta
Scorpio sister, I'm just not feeling it at all.
We gotta do some healing, girl. We gotta get together so we can be the best, not just for showing up for yourself, but showing up for yourself, your children, and the community around you. Because I think that there are people who want to root for Mel, who want to be in Mel's presence, who want to, but again, TV. Once you start showing a little bit of like, people start looking at you kind of sideways. Yeah. And then you just don't want to lose, even though every season she seems to have she seems to always have something going on. Somebody is reaching out to her, like, from, oh, we want you to do a play. Oh, we want you to do the commercial. Oh, we want you to be an ambassador for this brand or whatever. So, so she's still getting work. Nothing has stopped the bag
at all. I think she gonna get that regardless.
Well, yeah, for sure. But you just don't want for anybody to start side eyeing like, I don't know.
Because that's where I'm at with it. I'm starting to be like, how about you, Mel?
Yeah. So,
but I guess we're gonna finally find Destiny next episode, because she's been missing. I'm just like, they added Destiny to the cast just to never show her.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I hope that, because there's a conversation. Is there a conversation some things aren't for some people.
Are you in the studio, Destiny? Is that why we're not seeing you? Rapping? Was she singing or rapping?
I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Can't wait to hear it.
I can wait.
But there's a sit down between Mel and Destiny. It looks like it's gonna go a little left, so we'll be tuned in.
Yep. So, all right, y'all. Thank you for joining another episode of Cuzzo Convo, and we will love to see you back. So make sure you level up on that like button.
Yes.
Subscribe, share with your friends, your family, and all of the above. Peace out.